All right? Next thing is don't be a stalker. You don't want to ask questions. You guys, you see Wayne's World back in the day, you know? Hey, how are you guys? Good to see you. You don't want to ask them so many questions they feel that you're weird. So you have to have that natural understanding that you can only build rapport for about 3 minutes. Okay? So I'm just trying to give you a rule. If you ask too many questions, people go, I don't feel comfortable giving you that information, right? Because I just met you, right? You're at the news store, right? People will do that to you, right? Have you ever had that happen? Like you're first starting out. I know I first started sales. I was selling evangelism commercials at Faith Highway by day, and at night I was selling accounting software for Intuit. And I would ask accountants, like, how are you doing? And they'd say, good. And where are you calling from? And I'd go through that, and I'd always ask them something that was one step too inappropriate. I would say, like, oh, so you have any kids? Like, look, buddy, I don't want to say how many kids I have. I don't know you. I'm like, gosh. You know, I should have stopped there. Or when I was selling evangelism commercials, I'd be like, well, how's the church growth going? Are you guys growing? Like, I don't want to tell you that, you know. So you just have to know what you can't ask. And let's just, as a group here, does anybody here have some questions that maybe you've asked? It's okay, we're just trying to get it out here. You've asked, you're going, oh, that's a bad question to ask. You ever done it just one time?
Notice how the whole group goes,
I'm
guilty one for that.
We need to get it out this morning. What are some ones that you can't ask?
I haven't had my 90-day review yet, so I'm going to keep my mouth.
120 day.
Anybody have one that you can't ask?
I can't think of one right off the bat that I know that I've done it because as soon as I've done it, I thought, ooh, you know, you can just tell.
Well, here's one. We do today. My bakery, DJ, video, photography, and limo companies are all at the wedding show. So there's like 30 people working there today, and I got to head over there after this. And we have some serious questions we cannot ask. One of them is, lady walks up, and you're not sure if she's 30 or 40, right? You cannot ask. The daughter looks definitely 18 or 17. She's the one getting married. You cannot assume that she's the one getting married and go, oh, so what is your big day, and neglect her. Because one, this could be her 15-year-old daughter, and she could be getting married, or she could be your sister, and now she's offended because you think she's old. I've seen it happen over and over. So you have to go, well, who's getting married? You just have to ask it open-ended, because if you don't, bad deal. Another move that I found myself doing a lot when I started was you'd see someone who's significantly older looking than the girl getting married, and she says, yeah, so I'm getting married. I'm like, okay, cool, you're getting married. What day are you looking at? And I see her nodding her head, and I'm like, oh, so are you her mom? Oh, no, that's her sister. Good, awesome. Okay?
When's the baby due?
When's the baby due? Yeah, can't do that one. Okay, there's a lot of questions you can't ask, but it's important that you know what they are and that you avoid them. What are other topics you just cannot bring up? Just topics in general. We have a guy named Marquise. What's that?
Politics.
Yeah, Marquise used to always bring up racial comments. He'd always bring up, oh, did you bring any black people to the wedding? And they're like, no. Okay, good deal. You know what I mean? And he would just ask it because, like, he's always like, you know Marquise, he's just having a good time. But he'd be like, so any black people coming to the wedding? And they go, absolutely no, we're not. He's like, oh. But it just always was weird. Or he would ask people the politics thing. He would go, he'd be talking about the wedding, and he said, what kind of music do you like? And they'd say, country. He'd go, oh, so you're a bunch of Republicans, huh? And they're like, actually, absolutely, we're not. And so, I mean, you just, politics, religion, race, can't do it, don't go there. I've done it before, you just can't. So I'm just trying to get it out there. When building rapport, don't ask those things. The next thing is you want to take notes. People think you're weird if you write down if you ask a bunch of questions and you don't take some kind of note. So I brought for you guys to show you today, this is a...
You changed it.
I think I can still get it. Here we go. All right. This is... Again, I can't memorize things, so this is how I get through life. What I have is this is my real estate lead sheet, and every single appointment I do is exactly the same. It's like Groundhog Day, and I don't do anything off the cuff. So I meet with them, and it says R for rapport, needs, dissatisfaction gap, benefits, close. So if I were to meet Joel for the first time, the first question I'd ask is, well, tell me about your core business, because it tells me. So what's kind of the history? How long have you been doing it? And I would say, well, how many other properties do you have? We talk about that. Then I'd say, well, tell me timing. What's your timing? In your perfect world, are any properties that aren't performing for you? Well, what current marketing is not working for you? What would you like to see? And I said, we do, as a matter of fact, we do. There are my benefits, and it works. And I write down all the notes, and so this is a caricature of George Bush, but it's where I write down any notes about their hair color, things that they're into, what they wore, so I can reference it on the call and have a visual when I do my follow-up call. So if they leave, I don't know if you guys feel this way, like you talk to somebody, and then someone else walks right in, and you're like, I need to call her back. Next day you go look at it, and who is this person? Was she wearing a ring, or was he wearing... You know what I mean? So I write it down real quickly,